Should've never let a nigga out the gate again. I'm about to skate again, I'm all up on my Benjamins. You know I gotta win, pimpin' pumping through my skin. I'm tryna take him out the side and then back. Now come on, should've never let a nigga out the gate again. What's going on, fam? It's your man's Metallics, and welcome to the Steady Blowin Pro Show. Today, man, it's Black History Month. I know it's the 7th of the month, but man, we about to pay some real homage. We about to show some real respect, man, and we about to really get into some real things, man. I'ma just let y'all know off the bail, like one of my idols, you know what I'm saying? Somebody real important to me that I always kind of paid attention to in my whole life was Martin Luther King. And not just because I'm black and not just because he black, because some things he said was of real importance. I'm talking about when it comes to our safety, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to us just fitting in as human beings, as civilized human beings, as every race, shape, form, color, and fashion of humanity that exists in this world, man. I just want to let y'all hear some of these things that your boy got to say, man. I ain't even going to say your boy. I'm going to respect that, man. Just listen to what your man got to say. We're going to start off with our safety.
Yes, I have been threatened many times. There was a time that we received as many as 30 and 40 threatening calls a day. And of course, I received numerous threatening letters. My secretary has come to the point now that she doesn't show me most of these letters, but occasionally I come across them. Within the last few days, I remember receiving a threatening letter, and they say such things as this: you are causing too much trouble in this town, and if you aren't out within 10 days, you and your family will be killed. Now, in Montgomery, our home was bombed twice, and I guess these were the most severe instances of violence that we confronted. But even today, we still confront threats through telephone calls and through the mail.
Now, what this represents to me right there, everything Dr. Martin Luther King just said, everything shows me that it's real. You have real power when you believe in something. When you really stand up for something, you don't let nothing deter you from whatever you're trying to do. That man was getting threatened. They was calling his house, burning his houses up. It still never strayed him away from his mission. And his mission was to make sure we was all right. That's all he was trying to do. Make sure we was all right. Make sure we got equality. Make sure we got the same things. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we can ride up the same avenues as the same people of different colors, different races, different ethnicities. We all the same when we cut our skin open and bleed that blood. You got to hear this man talk. You got to hear this man talk.
The other thing is that America freed the slaves in 1863 through the Emancipation Proclamation of Abraham Lincoln, but gave the slaves no land or nothing in reality, and as a matter of fact, to get started on. At the same time, America was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that there was a willingness to give the white peasants from Europe an economic base. And yet it refused to give its black peasants from Africa, who came here involuntarily in chains and had worked free for 244 years, any kind of economic base. And so emancipation for the Negro was really freedom to hunger. It was freedom to the winds and rains of heaven. It was freedom without food to eat or land to cultivate, and therefore it was freedom and famine at the same time. And when white Americans tell the Negro to lift himself by his own bootstraps, they don't look over the legacy of slavery and segregation. I believe we ought to do all we can and seek to lift ourselves by our own bootstraps, but it's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And many Negroes, by the thousands and millions, have been left bootless as a result of all of these years of oppression and as a result of a society that deliberately made his color a stigma and something worthless and degrading.
Now, in all my years of breathing, I never even understood
why is it so hard for us? Why was we, it seemed like we was just picked out of a hat or out of a basket or something, like we was going to be the race that everybody was going to have a problem with. Everybody was going to make it hard for. Everybody was going to try to run over and walk over and use as slaves in some type of way. The crazy thing is, everything Martin Luther King preached, prayed about, worked on, even fascinated with, we still don't even stick by none of that to this day. To this day, we still experience racism and abuse by cops and abuse by the judicial system and abuse by the economy. Just period. We considered as minorities. We don't even fit in the class of what they would call, quote unquote, upper class. You know what I'm saying? Tax breaks come out. It don't be for us. You know what I mean? Why is it so hard for us? Why has it always been so hard for us? That's why I'm so glad Martin Luther King came with the speech that he came with. It was a dream that I want to one day see come true. Pay attention to this dream right here.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
No matter what race, no matter what color of your skin, no matter how tall you are, what size you are, what kind of food you eat, what kind of religion you take part in, let's all just get to that mountaintop together. It's your man's Metallics, and this is the Steady Blowin Pro Show.
They should've never let a nigga out the gate again. I'm about to skate again, I'm all up on my Benjamins. You know I gotta win, pimpin' pumping through my skin. I'm tryna take him out the side and the back. Now come on, they should've never let a nigga out the gate again. I'm about to skate